Hi everyone, it's Heidi here with another installment of my Cricut cartridge review series. For today's video I'm going to be reviewing Doodlecharms. Doodlecharms is one of the first Cricut cartridges that I ever purchased, and it is definitely one of my go-to cartridges. I love Doodlecharms because it is full of cuts for all seasons. So you've got winter cuts, spring cuts, summer cuts, fall cuts, birthday cuts, baby cuts. It's great. There's just so much packed into this cartridge. If you have it, you know that. If you don't have it, it's definitely one worth purchasing. You'll be very pleasantly surprised with Doodlecharms. Okay, so Doodlecharms. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about each function button as it relates to Doodlecharms. And I'm going to use this page here. This is actually the first page of, it's the first cut on the cartridge, and it's a little snowman. So I'm going to start off by talking about these two cuts right here, these two cuts. Alright, so we've got the base cut, or the main cut, is this little snowman right here, which I cut out in brown, and it's the bottom layer of the snowman. Then the white part and the little nose is the shift of the main button for Doodlecharms. So you've got main button with the shift key on, and it gave me this white layer and the little carrot nose. Now I used the Cricut Craft Room, which is available to anybody who has internet access, so it's definitely something I would encourage you to look into. You don't necessarily have to use the Cricut Craft Room. You can cut this layer 2 times, once in white, a second time in orange. Unfortunately, that will waste, you'll waste paper, but I'm just saying it can absolutely be done if you do not have internet access. So for example, if you take your Cricut to a crop and you don't have a computer, you absolutely can still make your cuts. But if you do have access to the Cricut Craft Room, I would highly recommend it because it's awesome. And then you can hide the little nose, cut the white piece, then hide the snowman white piece and cut the little nose in orange, and that's just fantastic. It works wonderfully. You can also do that in Design Studio or with the Gypsy, for those of you who have those, who either have Design Studio or if you have a Gypsy. Okay, so there's our base shape and our base shape with the shift key on. Okay, the next function button that I'm going to talk about is right here. It's the tag button. And what I did was I cut this first tag, and I did it in the Cricut Craft Room, and I hid the little snowman. And what it came up with was a tag that was just blank, like that. Then what I did was I cut it again with the snowman. So I cut the snowman, and so I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. You can't really tell. But so I've got the blue layer is the tag with the snowman cut out, and then on the back of it, this brown layer is with it hidden. So when you layer the two together, you've got a little snowman shape that shows through, a little window cut out of snowman shape. Then what I did was I cut just the little snowman body in white, and I layered it on top, and that gave me this effect of kind of, it's almost flat, this effect, as opposed to this one where I just cut the blank tag, then I cut a completely separate snowman and just glued them on top. Gee, I hope that makes sense. So that's what I did with the tag button. There's a lot of different ways you can use this tag button. You can use the take away the little shape in Cricut Craft Room, take away the little shape, and then pretty much layer anything you want onto this tag. So it's a cute little versatile tag, and it's a nice shape, being that it's a circle. It's a really sweet little tag that you can use for just about anything. So that's our tag. Then the next function button on the cartridge is the card button right here. And what I did for the card button was, this is what it looks like. This would be the shape of the card right there. And then the card also has shapes, just like the tag, that will cut out. Here's the snowman, and then here's the snowman without arms. Again, I went into the Cricut craft room. I hid the shape. I hid the little shape of the snowman. I copied it and I welded two of them together to create this card that folds like a normal card. That's how I did that. And then I cut this card at, I want to say 4 inches. Then I cut another layer of the card at 3.75 inches. And I layered it right on top. So it's basically the card shape right here. And then a 1/4 inch smaller piece to layer on, this lighter blue for the layer. And then the snow globe, the snowflakes, and the snowman are all in Doodlecharms. They're all cuts right in Doodlecharms. Here's the snowman, here are the snowflakes. The snowman's on page 82, the snowflakes are on 83, and the snow globe is on page 84. So these are all cuts that are right off of Doodlecharms to make this cute little snowman. And for his face, I used, Peachy Keen 482 Winter Wonderland Face Assortment. I used that for his face. And then for the sentiment, Baby It's Cold Outside, right here, I used this stamp set from Peachy Keen, which is PKS 08 Penguin Boy with Bobber. And that's where I got that sentiment from to create this card right here. The next function button that I want to talk about is right here. It's the 3rd function button, and it's the charm function button. And basically what it does is it takes the shape, the base, the main shape, and it turns it into a charm by adding a little, like a little ring at the top. So here's what it looks like. You can see the little ring right here at the top. And you can put this on your page just like this, or you can put a brad through it. You could put an eyelet through it. You could tie a little piece of ribbon through the little hole, or you can use twine, baker's twine. You could use floss. There's just a lot you can do with this. There's just so many options that you can use this little charm for. And I like to cut my charms kind of small, but you know, being that it's the Cricut, you could just cut it any size you like. But I like to cut mine relatively small. And I think I want to say I cut this charm at 2. I think this is cut at 2 inches. And also I wanted to mention that for the face, I used these Peachy Keen PK460 Happy Lashes Assortment. That's what the little face on this snowman is right here. The next function button on Doodlecharms is I really like this function button quite a bit. It's called the border function button, and what it does is it takes the main shape, which in this case would be the snowman, and it turns it into a border. And this ended up being 3 little snowmen kind of in a row, and this is what it looks like. I know it's kind of hard to, shouldn't have put it on white. Here, I'll stick it on a little purple there, you can see. So it's the 3 little snowman, and what you can do with this is you can cut it a few times and layer it across the bottom of your scrapbook page. You could layer it on the bottom of a card, or you could make it into a card. It would be awful cute as a card. See, for example, you could do it like that, or like that. So there's lots of ideas. There's lots of different ways you can use the border key, the border function key. The faces for this, for these snowmen are PK520 Winter Face Assortment Package from Peachy Keen. I love these faces. They're super cute, and this particular package is really versatile. This PK520, because it's got 1 to 3 snowmen. Excuse me. It's got a little bird, and it's got 2 kind of cute little faces you could use for gingerbread men, you could use for elves, you could use for even little children. They're just really cute. So this is a great set right here. PK 520 Winter Face Assortment. Nice set. And the borders are wonderful in Doodlecharms because, for example, now this was snowman, but this is a snowflake border. You've got Easter baskets, bunnies, let's see, little ladybugs, seahorse, palm trees. They're just so cute. Little turkeys for Thanksgiving, Christmas or winter, like pine trees. Let's see. Reindeer, Santa Claus, pumpkins, spiders, birthday cupcakes, presents. There's just so many different cute cuts. Here's baby bottles. If you're doing a baby layout, little teddy bears. So there's just a lot you could do. Here's little baby faces. So this border function button is awesome. Really cute. The next function button on Doodlecharms is a shadow function button. And the shadow button will give you a shadow for the main cut. In this case, it gives you a shadow for the snowman with arms or the snowman without arms. And I did not adhere my snowman down so you could see what it looks like without the shadow. And then if I cut a shadow, that's what it looks like with the shadow. So, and the shadow comes out just plain with no marks on it, no cuts on it there. So that's the shadow. This is the shadow function button right here. The last function button on Doodlecharms is the blackout function button. And this is fabulous if you don't have access to Cricut Craft Room, a Gypsy, or Design Studio. It will cut your snowman without its face and without its little buttons. And that way, and then you'll be able to use your stamps on it. Or draw freehand. If you like to draw, you could draw a face, you could draw the buttons, you can embellish it freehand. So here's my little snowman cut out in the blackout. And for his face, or her face, I used PK 500 Snow Cutie Face Assortment. And that's what I used on this face right here. And so, and it's fabulous, the blackout, I don't have to hide the face. Like if I was to use the Cricut Craft Room, I'd hide the face and the buttons. But in this case, I just used the blackout feature. And that's how it cuts out, right there, with no cuts on the face or the buttons. I wanted to just show you an example of another card that I made with the Doodlecharms. Here's the little snowman. I made it to a snow lady and a snowman, and I used my Cuddle Bug and I embossed the white part of the snowman before I layered it together. So here's a card that I made using Doodlecharms. And here is a scrapbook page that I made using Doodlecharms. And you can see on page 121 is the spider. And that's what I used right here, the spider. Here and here, the spider on this scrapbook page. There we go, to see the spider. So I just wanted to say thanks so much for stopping by and watching one of my Cricut Cartridge review series videos. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it was informative, and I hope you'll stop back again soon. Thanks so much. Bye!